Channel, Unfiltered End. I am your hostess, Black Widow, aka Black Snow White, also known as FK Alden, but my real name is Fatima. Today, I want to talk about two videos that I watched of one of my favorite YouTubers. Well, they're not technically YouTubers. They are comedian, but also they do YouTube. It's Abba Bridge. You should check them out. They have like really great content in onto their channel. What I want to talk about is just two videos recently that they have posted. Talk about a young woman who decided to be a single mom, and after that, the other video was something that this video I felt like very much close to my heart because I've been raised by a single mom. And the second video the second video is about girls who just who want to married, wealthy, or up or something like that. Where we talk about like those women who wanted to have that extra life from Instagram and stuff. So the first video is just that they had a live conversation with a young woman who said that she think that it would be best for her to raise a kid by her own, and she was explaining her reason that to me there were no really clear reason about that, and said that she doesn't need a man for that because a man is was basically that's what I was getting from there. So it's just that a man is just there for to provide, but she can provide for the kid. As someone who have been raised by a single mom, I can just disagree because it's tough. And not just that because my mom raised me alone, it's just that because she was not just a single mom, but she was a teen mom. And a lot of things happened in her life. So I'm not going to go too much into details. She was an orphan when she got me. Both of her parents passed, and I was raised by some of her siblings for a little bit, and then after that she was able to take care of me. But for that time, I was raised by my uncles, my aunts, when she was trying to find a better life for us. So when I hear someone say that they rather they want to have a child at all costs, meaning that they will go to the point where they will rather be single parent, it annoys me because that's selfish, first of all. Yeah, I'm saying that that's very selfish, and also is inconsiderate because you don't think about the well-being of your kid. You're not doing that by just saying that, oh yeah, I just wanted to have a child on my own. If you want something for your own and just taking care of it, get yourself a pet. Don't put a kid in that because their emotional and mental health will also be at play in that. Because trust me, even though I was lucky that there were a full kind of village, the situation that we always say, of people raising me, helping me to be a little bit a better person. But trust me, after when I was 8, that was the moment when my mom came back, and we start to live together. It was hard for both of us. Financially, it was very hard. She was the only one financially making the money for us. There were moments that when we were living back in France, we were living together. We were on the brink of being homeless. There was threat of me being taken away by the child protection services. All this kind of stuff. People have to think because it's just that like, oh yeah, I'm an independent woman and all that. I wanted to do this all by my own. Yes, do some stuff on your own, but don't bring a child into your own mess, okay? First of all, because you just take away the value of having two parents. I'm not just talking about financial, but also the value of having someone that mentally and emotionally they will be fine and be able to be prepared for the world. Yes, it's true that sometimes people who have both parents, they have kids also who derail and do other fucked up stuff. As someone who have been raised by a single mother for a very long time, I don't see it as something beneficial for me because I always had an impression that I was rejected. I always project a lot of insecurities in relationship that I build. I do have a big trust issue with men in general. When I hear this kind of thing coming from a young woman who say that, oh yeah, my parent didn't work out and all that, so that's why I decided to be a single parent. I want to be a single parent. I would just say, first of all, go check with a psychologist because you need help there. There's something that happened that had triggered you to say that you don't need any man. But what I would say, a kid is a contract that you have for life. It's not just something that after a couple of years you're done. No, you have this thing with the kid for life. I went through therapy because I wasn't able to manage it, understand why I was so angry against men, because it wasn't their fault. They didn't know what was happening at home. They didn't know what was the issue. A lot of my previous relationship had a big impact because of that, because I was raised by one parent. My mom was my mom and my dad at the same time. She had to put the food on the table, she had to be there emotionally for me, but also she had to take care of herself. It wasn't easy at all. And have this panic every time that when I was still in my early teenage years, people would some neighbors, nasty neighbors, would just report and say that, oh yeah, the kid is by herself, she is not able to eat. They will say some crazy ass shit just to point out there's a single woman here, even though she's working, the kid is coming home by herself. What you're doing as a parent, deciding to say that, oh yeah, I'm going to be a single parent, you force this kid to get into adulthood very quickly, not enjoying anything about their childhood, not be able to make like silly decision, because you have to you get to a mode where you will start to want to protect your parent for whatever it comes. So for me, I would say that if I had um the social services would knock on my door, I would just say, "Oh no, she just went to do groceries, and that I got back from school and I'm just doing my homework." And they would be like, they would not know, because my neighbors would say, "Oh yeah, she's gone for days." But did you know why she was gone for so long? No, nobody could, because my mom couldn't afford a babysitter. She couldn't afford to travel with me. She had to go by herself. So when I hear people talking about this kind of shit and say that, oh yeah, I choose to be a single parent, you're being just selfish. You're being selfish. It's not because that I financially and also like in the society, I seems to be a someone normal, but it had a very strong impact on me. The difference is just that mentally I'm very strong. That's just the difference. But it would not stop me sometimes to have this moment where I will cry like an idiot for hours, wonder why, what did I do wrong to deserve this? Because sometimes I would just like, I wish I could have like a love of a father or something like that. My mom did not choose to have me, first of all. And second, she didn't choose to be a mom at that early age. It was forced on her. So I am not going to talk about those who are making the decision, because right now you're thinking about it and just seeing the easy way. I'm going to just to take a quick example for some of you out there. You want to be a single mom? Okay, we're not talking about the first 5 years of the kid when they are all very fragile. I'm going to talk about when they are 10 to 18, the teenage years. Imagine that at 10, your kid is sick, you are at work, it's the middle of the week, you cannot have anybody to come pick them up, even though financially you're good. Yeah, but how are you going to do that? There's a part of that. You will have to skip work to take care of your kid. And after that, when the kid is home or in the hospital, God forbid, how are you going to be able to still provide for that kid if you're not even capable, if you have to miss one thing? Nothing will be balanced at all. And by the way, it will cancel a lot of your things. You cannot just throw them away to family members or friends and say, can you just keep an eye on them for a little bit, because I need to go, I have a business trip to do, or I have to complete this work. You can not allow yourself to do that. You have to forget about like your life before that kid come in, and stop acting like a child is a pet. Because with this a baby mama culture, it feel like it's a pet, it's a wallet. It's just like that. It feels like it. So can you imagine those kids, how they gonna be scarred for life when they grow up, when they get to the point like, my mom just had me so then she can get money from this rich person. Mostly is that that's what we are seeing right now, especially on Instagram and those stuff like that. It pisses me off because I'm very frustrated when people are celebrating baby mamas instead of celebrating people who are going to the traditional route and say that, you know what, I'm going to marry this person, we're going to have a family. If that's what is discussed, yes. If it happened that, yeah, you break up and there's still a kid in between, that's fine. But being just that, seeing the baby as just a sign, dollar sign, that's stupid. I mean, come on. And it's so unfair, and all it do is just to create it issues that doesn't need to exist. You have to give something that is more balanced for a child. You have to give them the best things as possible, meaning that the support and love. Because all you do is just to create resentment against a lot of things, and also you are putting out there someone who has trauma out there just because you were thinking on your own need. If you end up being a single parent without considering, without thinking, because you're not thinking a long term at all. You're just thinking about the fact that, oh yeah, I'm going to reach a certain age, I need to have a kid. No, what you need to have is to have a cat or a dog. That's different, because having your child is a lot. It's not just a contract that said that, oh yeah, one day 18 they're gonna get out of my house. It's done. No, no, no. You will have to be consistent with that until you die, because that's a responsibility that you sign for life. Doesn't even need to have a signature because your body do that. Bringing your life to this world is not about just, yes, most of the time you will say it's a selfish act because you say that, oh yeah, with my partner we want to have kids. Yes, it's a selfish act. However, at least you wanted to raise it with someone that you think that they will be the best guide that it could be for the kid. That will be the consideration that I want people to focus on, instead of just being, oh yeah, I want to have a kid. It's not an accessory. A child is not an accessory. My mom didn't take me as an accessory. And by the way, when we were living in France, we were just by ourselves. So it means that if the social services were able to get me, there would not be any member of my family, of our family, coming to rescue me or help my mom with anything. Financially, we had some tough time. I can remember when we just first arrived, like the first 2 years were the most difficult, I would say. I was going to school. My mom was doing the best she could to get jobs and all that. And sometimes she had to leave for days. I would not see her for a full week. So she would still make sure that there's food in the fridge, that I have my clothes ready, and that she would do everything she could to pay the rent. There were a moment that she was back with the rent for about 6 months, and we had people calling social services many times and say that I was mistreated, I was malnourished and everything. I was, look, I always been kind of small anyway. I always been skinny, small. Just right now with the COVID the situation, that I gained a little bit of weight in my entire life. I think that's it. But those people were worried because they were seeing a little 10-year-old coming from school every day and leaving home that very early in the morning to go to school or to the library because of what I wanted to do, but never see an adult coming with her. They never saw my mom trying to take me to school, except the one the school who asked her to come to talk about me, something like that. There was some time that it was difficult. It's not always guaranteed because you have good savings for now and this and that. You always have to prepare yourself for other things that you cannot calculate. Let's say, for example, that's, I hope I'm not wishing that upon anyone, but let's say your kid is born, but they have a medical condition that's out of your control. So what you have saved, like your $20,000 K somewhere, and $20,000 that you have saved somewhere, is not gonna be enough because the medical treatment gonna be heavy on you. You always have to assist your kid. So really, I want people who would say that, oh yeah, I wanted to be a single parent. Think about it more than twice. No, everybody around you is not going to help you. Your family is not going to be always there because they also have their own life. Your friends, trust me, you're going to lose a lot of them. You're going to lose a lot of them because they would not try to help you. And your dating life, whew, child, I'm telling you, it's not going to be easy. I make my mom life pretty okay, decent, but it was not easy for her to date. As soon that they find out that she had a kid, trust me, they will just drop. Because some people wouldn't say that I am not here to take the burden of another man without even knowing the full story, even though there's a man or not. But do you think that, and then again, don't come with it, oh yeah, the right one gonna take me with my kid. Yeah, but that one you will have to wait or work your ass hard to find them. And also your kid have to like them. You cannot just to play with people emotion like that, especially your child. You cannot play with them like that because if you spend your time with just the dating, and then you introduce different kind of like men, you are not introducing stability in their life. That was just that. Me, my only constant in my life, it was just that I was going to school and also my mom was there. That's it. That was my consent. Even though she was dating, but she would not introduce me to any random dude that she would date. That didn't happen until I was a teenager because I was old enough to really not care. Because I reached a point where I was like, you know what, I don't care. I don't have other whatever. So I went to therapy. I went to therapy because I have this big trust issue and also fear of rejection. Even though I'll be like, I'd rather reject you than anything, and also I will always, weirdly enough, be attracted to the guy who will always reject me instead of wanting me. That's what I wanted to say, like in first into this section, because when I was watching the video, it was just make me bored when that woman was talking and saying, "Oh yeah, I'm prepared with that financially, mentally, all that." No, you're not prepared. You're just saying bullshit that come out of your head. I'm sorry to be so rude like this because I know how it is. I experienced being raised by a single parent. I experienced that. Even though with all the money that you have is not going to replace the hug, the advice, just the presence of the man, just the guidance of the person that you need. Even me as a woman, I needed to have a man guidance in my life. And where do you know where I find it? In my friends. And my friends, mostly they were having a family with a full household. This means that the mother and the father, I would get it from there. And I had a lot of guy friends just to be able to grasp a little bit of this kind of like care or also guidance, like that masculine guidance. Even though my mom would do the best she could, she would not be able to do that job. So again, for those who wanted to say that, oh yeah, I wanted to be a single parent or they wanted to be baby mamas, think about it, because seriously, what you're doing is worse than being selfish. That's very much like, it's disgusting. You're just objectifying a child who didn't ask to be born. You're just using them as a tool or as an accessory is not okay because they didn't ask to have that. All they want is just to be loved and cared about, and also have two parents that will show them support. It doesn't always need to be just about the money. You can see people poor as hell. As long as they have their both parents, they still end up growing up and become very decent people. And also you will hear a lot of story that the single parents as well have kids that end up either to be doing something violent or just to sleep around, doing the worst thing ever because they need that attention. And I think that this is the energy that a lot of people put out there about this kind of thing, and also make you have a false belief that by being a single parent, your kid will be more mature. You know why? Because you are forced to be there. You're forced to be an adult before even knowing how it is to be a teenager. You're being forced to be there. It's not that yeah they're more mature and all that. No, you are forced. They are forced because they're like, well, I need to be my own dad, this kind of thing. Or I need to be my own mom. It's insane that you have to put this responsibility that you didn't ask for on yourself. That's a lot of things that people have to understand as well. That topic is said now. Now I'm gonna get to the other one that pissed me off. Oh my god! Thank you very much, Abba and Preach, for that, because you guys, I started to watch you at the early of this pandemic, and I am a huge fan. I like what you're putting your content, and the crazy thing is just that I know that for a lot of people would say, yeah, but most of the girl, especially following your channel, would say a lot of girls don't agree with what you say. Me, I agree with a lot of what you're saying because I understand where you're coming from and also the rationale that is behind every explanation that you give. You're not just saying things to be mean, you're just being truthful. But most of the people don't want to hear the truth, or they don't want to admit that yeah they're also stupid bozo just following whatever because they think that is better that way. Now let's talk about those who dream of the Instagram life. I would not want to hear anybody say that I'm saying those things because I'm jealous, because I'm that pretty and all that. Because most of the time, that's the thing. It's just that if a girl say exactly what Abba said to those girls about wanting to just to marry with a man who make six figure, we are jealous of their life and all that. Me, what I would say is just that those women just they are also I noticed one thing. They are in their early 20s, right? I would just admit that I was similar when I was in my 20s. My early 20s, I was just like, you know what? I would like to marry like a rich dude. Even better, I was thinking that when I was like 23, I was like, I'm gonna marry Trey Songz. Trust me, I was doing that. And also, even later, I was joking about it with my friends because I was like, oh yeah, I want this Hollywood life and all that. And then I was also very realistic, not saying that, oh yeah, I want this man to do this, and this. Because what I was also surprised with those women, or maybe that's just the way that I was raised, because I've been in all the spectrum. I've been very poor. Because a lot of people don't understand that. I've been on the poorest side of the planet, and also my mom, for a certain moment, had dated very rich and wealthy men, and I saw that universe. And trust me, you don't want to be in there because you're so replaceable. All these girls will IG model and hope to become to be married with one of those gazillionaire girl, the one percenter. How to tell you this? To me, those girls are just lazy. They don't want to do too much effort to get the money to come in. However, you're not putting anything valuable to those men to be attracted to you. You're not going to like what I say because it's the truth. You're not bringing anything valuable to them. They're making the six figure, and what you offer? Your body, your face, sex, okay, but beside that, what do you offer really? What do you have to offer? Because for that, they have a plethora of choice. They can go after you, your friends, your best friend, your cousin, anything. There's a crapload of those stupid girls who are valuing men with just dollar sign and say that, oh yeah, he's a millionaire. He can be ugly as fuck. He can be ugly like a fucking baboon. As long as he doing about $10 million a year, you guys gonna jump on it instead of just I mean, it's just the saying one thing. There's a lot, this culture of you have just to sit pretty and have the man to come to provide everything for you is ridiculous because now it's just giving the impression that you do, oh yeah, no, you're talking like that because you're feminist. Child, please, I'm realistic. Okay. And after that, there will be either, yeah, it's the feminist against the feminine. I'm not saying that at all because you have a lot of women out there who are feminine but very independent and also able to make their own buck. Why do you need to feed onto someone else's money? Because there it just gives you the energy of being a leech. Because seriously, you have nothing except for your physique and your body to offer to those men that you are seeking so badly. That's why most of the time they will divorce your ass and get another version of you younger. Look at all those reality show women, the real housewife of any places. You will hear that there have been at least divorced once or twice. Their wife number two, three, or whatever. You will see that. I talked about this kind of thing also on my podcast where it's very interesting and also annoying because it's just a one-way trade. It's not a two-way trade where you don't bring anything valuable to this man, anything except for your body. But the thing is, beauty fade, your body will change, and after a moment, you will be bored because they will barely be there. Just for what? For you to put pictures that you're on a yacht on Instagram? Like, what is gonna bring you? You too, with the one who want to be single parents, need to go seek therapy because it's not gonna bring anything. If I rate myself, because I've done that before, in a good day, I'm an 11 out of 10. On a bad day, like today, I'm a 9. Yes, I rate myself like that because I'm confident that way. Why am I a 9? Because I have a lot to offer. Not just my body. By the way, it's banging, but right now not much. Not just my body. I have my brain to bring in, and also I do my own money. Yes, I do. I work. That's the thing. The key word here is just that for a man who would make those kind of six figure and you are just hanging out there to be a pretty thing and being dumb here, they're not gonna find any value on that. I learned that because what? I observe. I know how they think. And you're very much replaceable. What I'm saying here is not that, yeah, I want to be with a man who do six figure. If it happen, great. But you know what? I respect the dude who gonna do a 9 to 5 job or who has he works as maybe as a plumber or whatever, uh, electrician. They do like crazy good money because you're always gonna need those people. Electrician will be always needed to fix your house, to fix your electricity. Uh, a plumber always be needed because obvious reason. anyone will have a regular job. They don't need to own a yacht or have a mansion. As long that they're there and they'll be faithful to you, I feel like, to me personally, that's more valuable than someone who have a crap load of money in their pocket. Because money does not buy you happiness. It make you believe that, but it cannot. You will see that the one who have the biggest addiction are in the 1%er, men, women, because they feel very isolated, lonely, and also not appreciated enough. It's the kind of like they lost. They're kind of like an empty shell. And trust me, I know, I witnessed that. And that's the crazy thing too. It's just that people, especially in this continent, because I would say one thing: I see the difference between European women and American woman, this North American woman, and also African woman, because I'm gonna put that in there. It's just about the being materialistic. Everything have to have a value. It's kind of like you're doing business trade. Okay, so again, I'll repeat myself. If they have to have six figure, how you describe that? You have to be over 6 foot tall, have nice teeth, a beautiful face, nice ass, a big ass dick, uh, a yacht, a lot of money. But you, what do you have to have for that ideal man that you describe? For him to notice you and say that, yeah, this one. What do you have? Except to say that, oh, I'm pretty. Yeah, but for how long you're gonna be pretty? After that, you're gonna inject your face. You're gonna look like a deformed version of yourself. It still happened, though. Don't be shocked like that, because I'm gonna just to say the truth. That this is me ranting about all the situation, because disregarding the guys who do a regular job just because you have the mentality of being lazy, because that's the case. That's being lazy, and wanted to have everything just put in your mouth without you have to do anything. You don't have to reach, you don't have to work hard for it. Where is your pride, for God's sake? And don't come at me and say that, oh yeah, but you don't understand being poor. Oh honey, I was poor. I grew up with what we call in Africa the real ghetto, not the one that, because the one that we see in the movies, like in the States, is kind of like okay ghetto. That one I would say that, damn, that's luxury. Ours was insane. Okay, uh, it's not the trying to say that they're pitying me. No, I learned how to work hard and also have pride in my work, have pride in what I do. I'm able to afford a very nice apartment by myself without a man paying me off, without anything, because I have my dignity. That's the thing too. I have my dignity. Dude, you can have like a gazillion of money. You can have a Bill Gates money, and you come at me and you ask me out. I will, if I am not into you, I would not be into you. I would not force myself to be into you just because you make a lot of money. And I hate that, by the way. The guys who are just flexing that thing on Instagram, I find it pitiful, because you need so much attention that it's really sad that you need to use different objects to make you feel like you are interesting or you have a certain type of value, except of what you have in your pocket. Value can come from your heart, how you treat people, how you're capable to have conversations. What you have to bring is not just have to be physical or the pile of money and you do like you're calling. You look even, I would say, more rich than anything. Even though if you go with those quiet rich billionaires, it doesn't change much. Quiet rich is so the same thing. They still you will still feel isolated because they would have to travel everywhere. How do you think that money that you are so much craving for, those Birkin bags that you're looking after, come from? They have to work hard for it. But what you want is just to be like Cardi B, or what is her name, Sweetie. Uh, but even that, it doesn't stop anything. Even though you go with those high value men, and it still end up that they cheat on their girlfriend. You see, you saw the situation with Sweetie and Quavo. I don't care how his name is said. I say just Quavo, because I was just like, she's so pretty and he is ugly. Personal opinion on that, we're not going to talk about his physical attraction. He got her Bentleys, Birkin bags, and all that. She's like, oh yeah, I have all that ice, I have all this thing, but dude was still not straight with her. It's not like you can be all that pretty, dolled up, and show this kind of like happiness, fake happiness, and all that on the internet, but the real life is that's the thing that you have to work on. It's kind of like all those women who are looking for the high value men are just a simple interpretation. Is the wedding day and the marriage. You're just looking at the wedding day. It's the tip, 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 the tiny tip of the iceberg. but you're not looking at the marriage, the hardship, the arguments, the reconciliation, the hard work, or everything that is supposed to be logical. You're not looking at the rest of the thing. It's just the focusing on, oh yeah, I need to have this man in my life so then I can have Birkin bags, I can travel on private jet, first class. For what? To say that, oh yeah, you live the moment, but you never did anything very interesting. And after that, you end up in being like, oh, baby mama number three, five, whatever. Look, even if you end up with like one of those high value men, what is gonna like exactly what I said? What is gonna bring you? Beside it, once you reach that point, what's gonna happen? You're gonna just say that, oh yeah, I'm living my best life. Do you? Do you really? Or you're always drunk just to forget how much uh lonely you are and pathetic you are because you don't feel anything anymore. You feel like you're so blasé. I know the taste of caviar, and trust me, is not worth all the hype. Same thing with every luxury stuff. It does not worth the hype. I've been in a Rolls Royce. I've been in fancy restaurants where you have like multiple services to eat just one dinner and have like a $500 salad. I've been there. I saw that, and it's ridiculous. Oh, I feel like it's really strange how all this movement of feminists had landed us to have a majority of women want to be a trophy wife. The thing that we were making fun of now is life goal. How come? I don't want that for anybody. I don't want that for my sister. If I have one day a daughter, I don't want her to do that. I want her to be ambitious for her own self, not just for self preservation, but just to have something that she said, I'm proud of myself. And if it happen that yeah, you end up marrying someone who have also cash, they have good money, and you two have like more than just that, just the hey, look my trophy wise, hey, look my wallet. That's what is the most important. So when I hear this kind of thing, I'm just like, oh my god, I want to punch them in the face. And then I'm just, they're in their early 20s, their body gonna change soon and they will start to learn. But it's not just about the fact that your body gonna change. Look, it's been a little while that I'm talking right now, and trust me, I know that I can get mad. I know, and if some of you, if you watching this, are gonna say, "Oh yeah, she's cocky and all that." Yeah, so what? No, I'm not cocky. I know my value. But yeah, so I'm also cocky, but I do know my value. I know that I can hold conversations. I know that I can bring also my partner table. You see, I would take example on what his face, Gucci Mane and his wife. See, those two, I feel like they are balancing each other out because actually no, she's even above him because even when he was in prison, she was the one doing all the work. Kesha Carol, yeah, she was the one doing all the work. She made his business value even more when when he was in jail. You guys, let's say you go with one of those big shot 6 figure kind of dude. They get arrested, they go to prison for embezzlement, like for 5, 6, 8 years. Would you hold them down? I don't think so. Especially if you're after the wallet, because all those services that working for taxes will come in just to confiscate everything, the mansion, the cars, the everything. If you know the show Shit Creek, you should watch it because you will get the point in there. They will come take all of that. Would you hold them down? Would you try to work your ass off, making sure that their business, when they are away, when they're out, meaning in prison, would you do everything you can that they when they get out, that money that they left when they had nothing would triple and or be 5 times more? No, because you're just after the man who make the money, but you don't care how he make the money. That's the problem too. You don't care how he make the money, either if it's entertainment or whatever. And if they get arrested, normally, usually what we notice, all of you vanish. Or maybe you're gonna change that to something else and be someone else, baby mama. You're gonna tag that on another man. I remember there were a time that there were a joke about those women looking for exclusively for athletes, the turkey bastard. Now it's not just focusing on football players or athletes in general. Now it's entertainment, businessmen. You have a span because you realize it's not just that you realize they were smart enough to be like, you know what? Once I hit that, I'm gonna just wrap this condom and leave it with it. So then you know, turkey bastard. I'm gonna make sure that she's not saying, "Oh no, don't worry, I have condoms." I have my own because I know you poke holes in there. Now that those athletes became more smart, you are expanding your fish net to trying to get as much fish as possible, especially those rich guys. Like seriously, I feel like bad for them. It's really sad. The Goldie Girl culture became something out of control now, and now it's just embraced like as you should be proud to just be a leech on someone else's fortune that you don't know how hard they work to get that. Seriously, me, I would say one thing: my man make me less than me because I make more money at the job that I am, and I'm cool with that. It's not like, oh yeah, he to me the only important thing is just that I know that he's a smart man, he is a very respectful, he treat me right, he is meeting all my checklist, and I was hoping also meeting all his, and that's the case. It's just like, oh yeah, she is funny, she's this, she's that. I come home. Sometimes I will cook for him. That's the kind of thing that I like to do, just to be, have to be equal. It's equal change. It's just that I bring something to the table, you bring something to the table. I'm not gonna be a leech on your ass and just say that, oh yeah, um, you need to make six figure. You don't need to. And also working 9 to 5. It's not the end of the world. You have an honest job, so I commend that. Men will have honest job. I commend that. I don't care if you make 40K a year. With that, you have a decent life. I mean, with that, you can buy a house. You'll be eligible to buy a house with a good credit and all that. As long as you have a good credit, you clean, you respect your mama, you respect me, and I still like to be with you. You and I, we like to be with each other. We laugh, we talk, we have everything together. That's the most important. Why would I just go insane nuts and just to be that a dumbass and say that you have to do everything for me and I just have to lay down? It will be the same thing if we say that you go to the gym and you say you wanted to reach a certain target with your body. Yeah, I'm gonna take a gym allegory, but you're not doing anything, but you're trying to have to do all the work for you. But the thing is, your body is not changing, so you still be there like this because you have no plan, you have no escape, you have no independency. Because those men as well, by the way, they also can flip the situation like that. You can go from, yeah, have the best life you want and all that and be on the yacht, what, the stupid yacht thingy. You can be on that damn boat and have fun with your friends, and then the next day he's sick of your face and he changed you for someone else. You changed the locks and all that. Now you're outside and homeless. What do you do? That's the thing that a lot of those girls don't think through. You don't think through of what if it doesn't work. That's why even a lot of people, when they go into marriages, they are not thinking through about yeah, a prenup, or they get upset about it. Don't be upset. I mean, seriously, me, even though I'm a regular Joe, I will still sign a prenup. It's to protect both assets. I don't want to have any issue, and being so bitter that it's actually a sort of safety net that you have to build for yourself. Make your own money, be your own person, go seek help, do therapy. Yes, I'm saying that again too for you guys. Go do therapy because it seems like putting so much value onto materialistic stuff to describe your happiness, it means that there's an issue here, and it's deeper than just to say that no, I want to have Instagram. What is so gratifying about that? Nothing. There's nothing with that. And again, there's nothing wrong to just date a regular man. Like seriously, as long as they respect you and they treat you right, and they are doing a decent job, they're having a decent job that they maybe like. If they like their job, cool, that's most important. If they hate their job, well, encourage them to just to find something that they like to do, and then that's it. They don't need to be an entrepreneur or a CEO, whatever, or have a billion to be a prince. You don't give a shit. As long as they treat you right, because all that money, also sometimes, if you watch a level of those, oh, by the way, yeah, let's go to that point. I know I'm all over the place, but I don't care. If you watch all those docu-series or documentary about like murder stuff and all those shows, you will notice that a lot of those crazy weird murder when the guy wants to get rid of the wife is always in the rich community. It does not tell you a lot. So be careful. Just to be with someone who treat you right, because even though they have all this money, some of them have a big ass ego. If you say something wrong to them, they're gonna punch you in the face. They're gonna maybe end up murdering you. We don't want that. But you shouldn't just seek the money. And also, seriously, and that's like a very much a kudos that I give because I'm shallow as fuck. Those men are fugly. Like, fuck. Mm-mm, 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 mm-mm. You can give me the money of the whole planet. I will be like, still, hell no. He is like a gremlin mixed up with a hobbit who had also forsake with Shrek. No, thank you. Yes, I am also into that. You have to be visually pleasing. And I know that a lot of people's like, yeah, but it's always the broke ass dude who always had, and the rich one is not. So yeah, but the broke dude, I rather that. I just rather that. That's all. I don't know. I don't know how else I can say, what else I can say, or how I can just maybe I don't know convince some of you. Those are just very ridiculous ideas because yes, I know that some people feel like easy money is the best way, but it's not because it's like a fire. It consumes you very quickly, but it doesn't stay. It doesn't keep you warm. Your body will be on fire, yeah, for the moment, and then done. What you can do, build your own shelter, have a foyer, and just have a fire there, and then you're good. You can still make it. I mean, come on. You will see that if you look closely, a lot of your friends, probably even your friends, yeah, around you are happy with their partner. The one who seem more happy is the one who doesn't put just dollar sign value onto them, the man that they are with or the partner that they are with. As simple as that. We have to just to stop the culture of just the materialistic stuff because seriously, yeah, you can have those diamond rings, diamond necklace, and all that. But it's not gonna listen to you when you have a hard time. It's not gonna give you a hug. It's gonna be just an icy cold thing on your neck, and you will be like, "Yeah, look, I have all that." And then when you shut off the camera, look at yourself in the mirror and try to convince. Not no, not. I'm gonna say that something else. Turn off the camera, look at yourself in the mirror, and tell and say out loud that you're happy. If you start to cry and try to convince yourself that you're happy, honey, you're not. You need to seek help. Okay. I'm done with my ranting. And by the way, I want to thank again Abba and Preach for being such great commentator, and also because there's a Canadian like me. I love watching your videos, guys. If you see this, I will really appreciate. Seriously, I will be very happy. I don't need to have any push up and all that. It's just the saying that the videos that you made help a lot, and also I'm happy to see that I am not the only one who think the same way. And also I want to share that no, it's not every man that is no, it's not that what I want to say. I'm sorry, guys, I'm just tired now. That every girl doesn't apply to this book, and me, I just to say that keep doing your content because seriously it's really good, and I'm happy to see that the guys are validating my way to think and are saying that yeah, I am being rude and all that, because I heard that a lot. Sometimes I would just say to some people their truth and they're not gonna like it because they don't want to admit that. So now I'm just like, oh well, maybe I'm the only one thinking like that, and I realize that it's not the case. So guys, thank you very much, you're doing amazing. um and for those who are watching this to know about what I'm talking about, I hope really this time you will take the time to think about everything that inspire you, everything that motivate you, and also reconsider everything that you will reconsider, not everything, but reconsider the fact that you want to be a single parent, because seriously, no, no, don't. And also reconsider about uh, that six-figure kind of partnership that you're looking for is not going to bring you happiness, and also it's not going to bring you peace if that's what you're looking for. I think people just sleep better in their own bed when they know that they are the only one who have control to their money, because there are too, you just say that you have zero control to what's going on into your life. So that's all. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to comment, like, share, and most important, subscribe to my channel. And I will see you next time. Au revoir.